everyone. I'm feeling a little under the weather today, but I'm going to go ahead and get this done because it's important to me. So we're going to go ahead and start off. We will be using an oracle deck today. We'll be using the Divine Council Oracle. And if you are interested in having this for yourself, this is the first oracle deck I've ever made. It's available at my Etsy shop, and that's down in the link is down in the description below. But without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm just going to say a quick little blessing. I am asking that our divine guides and guardians, our holy guardian angels, surround us with divine light and protection absolute. I'm asking that the messages gleaned from this reading help to support those who watch it toward their highest good and their most authentic and blissful life. Surrounded by the divine, we are safe to understand the messages meant for those who listen. I thank you. So may it be. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle the deck here. Ooh, I got one that fell out. Oh, nope, that's two. There we go. Flip those over. Okay. Looks like again for this week we have relationships being brought up again. So I'm going to go ahead and just listen. So for this first card is called Social Media. the card says, you must ask yourself, beloved, who has control of your world? Is it you or someone else? Do not give away your power by allowing social media to activate your triggers. Be aware that what you receive can affect your thoughts. It can be for positivity or negativity. Not every voice speaks in truth and love. Stay in higher realms, beloved. You do not need social media to be happy. If you are a hardcore gamer, time for a break. So, with this card, what I'm hearing is there's a lot going on. There's a lot going around, especially with social media. Be very aware of not only your surroundings in your physical presence, but the surroundings in your electronic presence or your internet presence. Be aware. Something that is being brought to my attention is the use of AI for movies or impersonating people, impersonating people's voices, things like that, being used to manipulate or emotionally affect the people who watch it. I'm hearing that some of the videos that are being posted, some of the items that are being shared almost out of in some cases at least, I don't want to say desperation, but almost like a very strong need for followers in order to obtain money. It could be for the use of company use, but it could also be the use for a means of living, almost. And I'm hearing to forgive, but to use wisdom whenever you're online, to use critical thinking when you're online. Do not be swept away by the first thing you see or the first title to something that seems to set you off. In the card, it mentions to be aware of your triggers, because a lot of things that we read, either physically or on the internet, have a way of grabbing our attention, be it for good purpose, or for negative purpose. Be very, very careful when you see something that seems to be almost ridiculous. Like, what? That happened? Are you kidding me? Be very careful. Because those are what I guess some would call clickbait, attention grabbers, things to bring you in and then hopefully feed you into a type of thought stream almost. So just be very careful what you are allowing yourself to receive and hold on to when it comes to the internet world. Be very careful. Choose wisely. And I'm also hearing that your internet presence in general should not be affected or controlled by the voice or the will of the masses. Because the masses will always tend toward different directions, because it's a mass of people. Everybody's different. And if you use the mass of opinions and
And these days, bots that are used to manipulate and control opinions, emotions, people, if you use that as your guide to your online presence, you will be lost. Have your own set of standards that you have arrived at independently. Hold on to your values. Remember to see with love, with truth, and wisdom whenever you're online. And don't let things that you read or see in a flash, do not let them immediately trigger you and make you think the worst of something or frighten you in some way. Don't let that happen. Remember where you are, ground yourself, and remember that a lot of things in the internet world are used to manipulate or sway an opinion one way or another, or simply to grab attention. And to be very careful with what you are watching as far as videos go. Because a lot of times, and I've seen it a lot even on Instagram, there will be videos and it's very subtle. But you have to, it would behoove you, as they say, to learn how to identify AI images or AI videos, especially, because it will help you in discerning what is real and what is not. And it's fine if somebody says, comes out and says, oh, this is a little AI video I made of this, cute cat or something like that. That's fine. They're being open and honest about it. But when it's not, and it's being presented as truth, be very careful, okay? And learn how to identify those types of videos, okay? And remember to use discernment and critical thinking and wisdom. Don't let everything that you see filter it. There's got to be a hold on. I know I'm seeing this, but let me think for a minute. Let me just separate myself from that and let me think for a second. Let me use my critical thinking skills. Okay? So it's very interesting. And then I do see a little message in here about hardcore gaming. And it says it's time for a break. So if you are one who tends to game very hard constantly, it may be time for you to stop, take a breath, and figure out why you find yourself constantly gaming. Is it addictive, or are you running from something? Is something inside of you asking to be helped, or need healing, or need time for you to work on it? Something inside of you, a memory or a feeling or a situation that you might be running from. And it's time to take a look at that, to go inside and take a deep breath and figure out why it is that you continually turn to gaming. Just gaming in general is no different than, you could say, a board game or anything like that. Like any kind of hobby or any kind of fun thing, it's fine. It's fine in moderation, it's fine. But with anything, like with anything else, when you start doing it almost obsessively or addictively, that's when it can have negative effects on your life, on the time you share with people who are important to you, on the time that you should be taking to invest in yourself, to grow. When it starts taking that negative toll on your life, that is when it's time to stop, take a step back, and reevaluate things. Okay? The next card we pulled was the Manipura Solar Plexus Chakra. And it says, Your solar plexus chakra is activating. Embrace your personal power and your leadership abilities. Believe in yourself, for you have the power to do anything you focus your energy on. You are worthy. Live freely and do not give in to the expectations of others. Stand in your power and thrive. So, this again is kind of tailing back to this because it mentions in here you have the power to do anything you focus your energy on. If we're allowing social media to suck up that focus, we're going to be stuck in a perpetual cycle of negativity or of misinformation. So take a step back and look at it from that higher perspective. You are the sovereign of your space and your mind. Never forget that. Believe in yourself and your abilities to perceive and be a leader in your life first to yourself. And then when you do that and you live by your values and your standards of living and how you've arrived at that independently, regardless of the new fad or trend online, when you hold to your very sacred values, to your faith and beliefs, and you continue on with truth and wisdom and love, you separate yourself from that miasma, from that cloud of different things, and you become a light for yourself as well as a light being seen by others. And when you can shine by being yourself and holding true to your heart's truth, you shine brighter than any negativity because you're separating yourself from it. You're not allowing it to affect or trigger you. You are living your personal power in your life, and you're thriving, allowing yourself to grow. Believe in yourself. Be a light to yourself. When you think about how would I wish a leader would have been to me, or a mentor, how I wish a mentor would be toward me. When you think about that, live those values. Hold those values for yourself. Believe in yourself. You don't need to be validated by any kind of online social presence or anyone else's opinion online. You don't need that to validate yourself. Everyone's opinion will always be different, mixed in with the myriad of bots that are online. Hold to your own sacred truth and stand in that light. The next card we pulled was the soulmate card. And this one has the two little kitty cats. The soulmate card says, "This is a message from the divine to tell you that a romantic soulmate is coming into your life soon. If you are already in a serious relationship, this person may truly be your soulmate, beloved." So what I'm hearing is that is part of your inner light. Because when you hold true to yourself and you follow the truth of your heart, the light in your heart, and you hold that light and you allow yourself to grow, you believe in yourself, you know that you are worthy, you know your own value, you start shining. And that light, as I mentioned before, can be seen by others. And that light is what helps draw our people in and our soulmates in. Because I believe that everyone has more than just one soulmate. Twin flames, I believe, is different. But soulmates, I believe, can be different on the planet. But they're still connected to us by divine threads. So with this is coming back to allowing yourself to shine regardless of what the masses may say. Okay? Regardless of the way you feel things are being pushed toward you or explained or pushed at you. You're supposed to feel like this. You're supposed to feel like this. When you step away from that, allow yourself to breathe, and you take a step back and continue to believe in yourself, to nurture and grow yourself. Invest in yourself because you know your worth, and you step into your power. That light shines and attracts, and it's attracting your soulmate here. It is attracting them because they're drawn to that frequency, that light. And you're at a point in your life where you are drawing in that same frequency, that same higher level of frequency. Okay? This is about frequency and paths coming together. It's your time to shine almost, I'm hearing. I'm just listening. It may also be a connection to someone that you've met online, but if there's a closeness or a depth to either the in this current relationship, pay attention to it. And certainly for others, that inner light is drawing in, that is manifesting that love. Okay? The next card that I pulled is the Quiet Time card. And this card says, "Take time to be in reflective solitude and slow down, beloved. It may be time to retreat from the busy world and party scene for a while as you recover from something. Take time to be at peace or heal. There is no rush." So with that card, it's almost kind of making that separation time, making that time for yourself. Kind of taking that step back from that, all those people, all those voices, those people on the outside of your heart, the people that you may not know or may not know very well, kind of taking a pause from that. I'm also hearing, if you're one who has an online presence and that's part of your kind of your walk in life, to take quiet time to be with your soulmate. I'm also hearing to be with the ones that you love. I'm hearing that this is not something that is going to, this has always kind of been around, but this is more important. And you are more important. Sometimes I'm also hearing that sometimes it's good for us to unplug, to take a step back from the noise that we hear everywhere online, and just be in peace and quiet. It's almost like if you have this big hall, right? And it's filled with people. And you just hear the bustle of so many different conversations happening all at the same time that you cannot hear yourself think, right? And there's music going on over here. There's people talking over there. And there's so much noise, so many people. You don't know most of them. You might know a few here and there, vaguely even sometimes. And you just walk out of this big door, right? You open that door, and then you close it behind you. And suddenly, there's quiet. There's peace. It's asking for you to do that. It's just time to unplug. It's time to find a time and place for yourself to calm down, to slow down, to start reflecting on how you're doing, how your family is doing, how your loved ones are doing, how you're doing. Take time to be at peace, to meditate, to be alone with your thoughts for a little while, alone with your feelings, kind of able to just breathe, to de-stress, and just relax, allowing yourself to be creative, allowing yourself to be nurtured, to be held. It helps us when we have time like this, quiet time, because it helps us to put things into perspective. Because sometimes in all the noise, we don't have time to really get down deep into ourselves to ask ourselves how we feel about something, or, is this a better way? Maybe I was too hot-headed at this time. Maybe I said something I shouldn't have, or maybe I wasn't considering this other option when I decided to, look into this thing, We have time now because we're reflecting and we're examining where we are in our lives and what we need, instead of making sure everybody else has what they need. It's time to slow down and take a break and just breathe. Okay? The next card we pulled was the Listen to Love card. And this one says, listen to love. Listen to the voices of those who truly love you, as Spirit speaks through love. Those who love you dearly may be worried about you. Please consider their words with an open and honest heart. If you need a sign that you are truly loved, here it is, beloved. It is okay to be vulnerable around those who truly love you and who desire your highest good. You are not alone. So it's kind of bringing us back here to finding a moment to separate from that and be careful what we hear and see, and to kind of come home a little bit, almost. To spend time in solitude, to reflect, to spend time with people who love us and want to help us and look after us. People who truly love us. I'm listening. I do hear that there may be some family that's worried about us, how we're doing, how we're feeling. Relationship development here. Nurturing the relationships that we do have with those who truly love us. I'm also hearing support. You're not alone, that you do have support. And sometimes we don't like reaching out for support because we don't like bothering people. But I am hearing that it's okay. It's okay to ask for help. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength, because it does take sometimes a lot of strength for some of us to ask for help, because we will fight tooth and nail before we ask for help. We'll sit there with, a 5-man job trying to do it on our own, thinking, well, I got to do this because I don't want to bother anybody. But maybe if you just ask for help, it wouldn't be hard on anybody, because then it makes light work, right? or emotionally, if you feel like you need help, don't close yourself off. You have friends and family, I'm hearing trustworthy relationships that are worried about you, that would support you. Okay? You can close yourself off for that moment from this, right? From the social media, from all the voices. But don't close yourself off to love, to true love. True love helps us and supports us to our highest good, no matter what. Okay? But I am hearing that there's not to forget to have quality time with the people who love you. Okay? If you have an online presence and there's negativity there, don't let it get you down. Okay? Remember, that's literally an ocean of opinions, so don't let that get you down. Stand in your truth. Follow your heart. Continue to be that leader, that light for yourself and others who may find it inspiring, and encourage them to step out and believe in themselves. Allow that light to draw in your tribe, your people, and remember that you have support, that you are loved. Okay? To separate yourself from that tumultuous sea of voices for a little while. To take care of yourself and to remember the people who love you, who want to help you, who do support you. Don't forget about them. Okay? To remember them. All right? I'm listening for anything further. I'm hearing be yourself. You don't need to be validated by anyone else to shine and to be yourself. I'm listening. I'm also hearing there's a danger in overworking too much or in engrossing ourselves too much into social media, the online world. I'm hearing that can be dangerous. So just be careful with that. As I mentioned before, be careful. I'm listening. I'm also hearing that whether or not you realize this, you have love surrounding you. You are loved. If no one comes to mind about that, know that you are loved by the divine. I'm just listening now. For any further messages before we close. I'm hearing that again. Shine and be yourself. You're awesome, I'm hearing. You're awesome when you're yourself. You don't need to be anybody else, I hear. Just be yourself. You're awesome. Who cares what other people say? You're awesome. Just listening if there's anything else. I'm hearing that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and close with that. So it's a beautiful message here, kind of reminding us to center ourselves, to take a step back from that online craziness that we're surrounded with all the time, and to remember who we are inside, to remember our truths, our dreams, and that love Love will find that frequency. Our love will find that frequency. We just have to be ourselves. And take some time. Take some time for ourselves. Maybe spend it with family or people we love. People who love us, truly love us. And support us and allow ourselves to be supported. Okay? To remember that. Remember the physical world in front of us. Stop paying attention sometimes to this craziness out here. All right? So I hope everybody has a very good night or good day. And I thank you for being here. And I will see you again in the next reading. Bye-bye.